All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this very special episode of Model Monday Live. A historic episode, you might say. Historic episode of Model Monday Live. Why? Why is it so historic, you might say? Well, because it's happening online. So it will be captured and recorded in the history books. What is up? Chris S. is here. First time watching. I'm excited. Well, we're very excited to have you, Chris S. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Chris Knudsen is here. What's up? Ricardo Jean, my main man, welcome. Stu 3D is here. What is up, Stu? Mr. Alex is here. Fresh off his leaderboard submission for the tournament. I like it. Qualifier. Manju says, you look hot. Okay. I don't think I even had my webcam on when you wrote that, but I'll take it. Our friend Roberto is here. What's up? Welcome. Roberto G from Tournament Fame. Jonathan is here. Hello. Welcome. Ace is here. Aaron C says, what's up? I love that you're starting to market this as an eSport. I think that's pretty effective. Yeah, thank you. I mean, it is, right? Educational eSport. We're the first of our kind. We're going to be the biggest. We pretty much are the biggest, I think. Biggest eSport out there. And El Nikaman is here. First time here. Shout out to El Nikaman. What's up, man? Welcome. Thanks for joining us. And Angel Aguardo Guerrero is here. Says, hola. What is up? Welcome. Thanks for joining us from Spain. Appreciate it. And Aaron C. We already said hi to Aaron C. Chris S. is here for the first time. What's up? Aaron C. says, a little quiet, Toby. See if we can fix that a little. Move the thing, bump the thing, see if we can make it just a little bit louder. Thank you, Aaron C. I always appreciate that. I don't know why I'm coming through so quiet lately. Maybe something in my audio input settings or something. Much better. Okay, good. I should have cranked that knobby up. Thought this was a hot tub stream. Am I on the wrong channel? No. You're in the right spot, Seth. Just stick around to the end and do super chat and super thanks, and we'll definitely get the hot tub out. Bob Phelps says hello from Iowa. Hello. Seska Mosca is here. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Welcome, guys. Guys, it was a big weekend. You may have noticed from the overlay. Boom! Onshape Professional. We did it. Certified Onshape Professional. That is what's up. That's how you do it, baby. Certified Onshape Professional. Officially certified. So we are officially a certified Onshape professional now. We took the exam. The exam was 3 hours long. It's kind of rough. Whoop. Falling down back here. Exam was 3 hours long. Thank you. Mr. Alex, thank you, Ricardo. Thank you, Seska. Thank you, Ace. Thank you, Ricardo, once again. You are the best. Thank you. You are the best as well. Yeah, we did it, baby. It was cool. It was a really cool exam. Lots of in-context stuff. Lots of, Onshape. When you first start using Onshape, it's all about creating multi-part part studios where all the parts are related to one another. But there's always going to be circumstances where you are designing in an assembly and you have to create references in an assembly. And so learning about that, learning about how Onshape handles references in assemblies, learning about how parts can be in an assembly and can move to different locations, and then you can create different in-context references at those different locations to account for like notch 1, notch 2, notch 3. Dude, it's awesome. It's so cool how it works. And I got to learn about that a little bit. Yeah, the past couple of weeks I've been studying those topics because I knew that was going to be on the exam. And, I'm excited to, whenever I start studying something, if it's something that I really think about a lot after I'm studying, I know that they're on the right track. So it was really cool. What does Onshape have for surfacing features? Is it as good as SolidWorks? It's pretty good. Yeah. You can watch the stuff from Greg Brown. I think that would be your resource, Aaron C. Look up any of Greg Brown's stuff on surfacing. He goes pretty deep into surfacing. So, definitely worth looking at. How does a test like that work? Do you have a model something or answer questions? Chris S., how does a test like that work? Do you have to model something? Yeah, I will actually, you know what? I want to make sure we have enough time for everybody to do the live challenges today. So I will definitely answer that. But let's multitask a little bit here. But I'll definitely talk to you a little bit more about what that exam was like. And appreciate the questions from everybody and the congratulations. Jordan says, I like Cadamist for some surfacing stuff too. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Cadamist is another great resource, great YouTube channel. We should do a collaboration. All right, guys, let's get into it. Welcome, everybody, on this August 5th. Beautiful Monday, beautiful August 5th. I hope everybody's keeping safe. I know that here in the United States, on the lower East Coast, the southern East Coast, we're getting hit by that hurricane. So I hope you guys are keeping safe. And, you know, as always, let us know if we can do anything, if we can 3D print some kind of a tool to help you get out of that jam. I'm sure there's plenty of people here in the chat that would help you with that. Let's do this. We are in tournament season. This is my favorite time of year. There's only 2 weeks left, less than 2 weeks really, to register for the tournament. The tournament registration ends on August 15th. So we have less than 2 weeks, guys. I saw some registrations come in this week. Excited to talk about them. But as we are in tournament season, we're going to continue doing Model Monday Live, 2 live CAD speed modeling challenges for everyone. We're going to do some tournament updates. We're going to do a live solve using Onshape. And we are going to hang out with the best chat ever. Let's do it. I'm going to do this live solve today using Onshape, kind of a beginner's model, but some great tips for beginners in this upper alignment cap. And I think you guys will really learn a lot. Especially if you're just getting started in Onshape, we can really show off some best practices here for this upper alignment cap. Now, for all of you who are here in the chat, ready to compete CAD vs. CAD eSports live, I'm going to show you a 2D print and have you turn it into a 3D model. And you're going to try to calculate the mass and then enter that answer in the YouTube chat. And so the basic rules are that you can use any CAD package. As long as you can input density and output mass, you can use any CAD package. And we've even had people in here with CAD packages that cannot input density and output mass, but they can calculate volume. And so they just do it manually using a calculator, and that is totally legit also. Make sure you use the specified precision during your answer. Like if I say show it to me in 1 place or 2 place or 3 place precision, make sure you use the specified precision. And the first correct answer in the chat will be declared the winner. The units that we use here on Model Monday Live for all of you who are here for the first time are either going to be in inches or in millimeters, so IPS or MMGS, inches or millimeters. And the materials that we use are plain carbon steel, 1060 aluminum alloy, or ABS. So you'll notice that the material densities are listed here. If you're here for the first time, use your screen capture software like Windows snipping tool, grab a screen capture, and that way you'll know what the correct density is. Eventually, you're going to want to make a custom material library with these densities, and that way you'll just be ready to go for every challenge. And if you stick around, you pay attention to the channel, you watch some videos, you'll see there's some other cool tricks you can do to cut off some time when it comes to calculating the mass based on density. So the advanced rules are this is meant to be fun and good-spirited. Occasionally, I'll make some mistakes, like I'll miss a dimension because the model's symmetric and it's on the center, and so like I forget a dimension here or there. It happens. And, of course, the Ivan exploit is permitted. If you're not familiar with the Ivan exploit, just keep watching the channel. I'm working on an Ivan exploit video. Me and Aaron C. are working on that together. So it should be out any day now, the Ivan exploit video. But the Ivan exploit is permitted during these challenges. All right, I think that's enough talking. Let's get into this first challenge. I'm going to flip over to full screen. And as soon as I show this 2D print, the challenge will begin. So here we go in full screen. Let's do this. This first challenge begins in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part? In XXX pounds. I see the bottom of the border is cut off a little bit there. There's nothing critical in that area, so you can do a screen capture right now, but I am going to adjust my screen just a little bit here, so kind of bear with me. There we go. That's fixed. Now I'm going to leave it like that. So take a screen capture, use Windows snipping tool or Snagit or MW Snap or whatever you want to do. Take a picture with your phone. Whatever you want to do, take a picture of this so that you've got it on your second monitor. And that way you can continue modeling while we're talking about the Onshape certification exam and upcoming training classes and all kinds of cool stuff. So Ace says, is Victor K in today? He is usually sleeping at this time. Yep, he is a West Coaster, so he may be sleeping still. Jordan says, the legendary Ivan exploit video. Yes, it is on its way, for sure. Jordan says, I had absolutely no doubt Toby would glide through the Onshape certification. I don't know about glide through. It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. Anyhow, this model is, what is the mass of this model in pounds? X.XX pounds. So we're looking for the answer in X.XX pounds. The tolerance is plus or minus 0.01 pound. As soon as you create the model and you figure out the mass, you can type that into the chat. The first person to type it correctly will be declared the winner. And the unit system for this is IPS. The material is plain carbon steel, and the density is 7,800 kilograms per cubic meter. This is a tier 4 complexity part. So a little bit on the tougher side, but not the toughest models that we've seen. Tier 4 complexity, and this is called keyed star mount, and it is symmetric in 2 directions. It's always nice when they're symmetric in 2 directions. So take a look, grab a screen capture, because we're going to get back into the presentation. I'm going to take one more sip of my coffee. Very good coffee today. And we are going to get back into it here. Ex Machina Engineering is here. What's up, my man? Ex Machina. Big announcement. Special just for you. Certified SolidWorks. Nope. Let me start over. Certified Onshape professional. Boom. Done. Now I just got to get my certified Libre. I'll have all 3. That was just for you. Just for you. Ex Machina. I'm going to set this over here because it keeps falling over. Keep it right here. Yeah. It's signed by our friend John Hirschdeck. Signed the certification down here. Look at that. Hangs out with us in the chat sometimes. And he's signing our certifications. I like it. I like it. All right, guys. Well, let's get into it. What else is going on in the world? Big weekend. It was a big weekend, yeah. A lot of studying and a lot of catching up on the channel too. We do a lot of work in the background on the channel. Bodie McBoatpants has been going crazy with the channel. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, if you like this channel, if you like this idea of competitive 3D CAD, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. It's really important that we get those likes up, get those subscribes up, that we keep growing the channel. So another way that you can do that is you can share and reshare the channel. So if you ever see me post anything, hit that share button, hit that repost, share it out to your network. It's another great way to help grow the channel. There may be somebody in your life who's interested in competitive 3D CAD, and you don't even know it. But if you throw that up on your Facebook and reshare it, maybe you'll find that your nephew or your cousin or your uncle is really into 3D CAD, or your aunt or your niece. Whoever it is, make sure that you let them know. Your challenge this week is to walk up to one coworker and say, hey, did you hear about TooTallToby.com? It's really cool. Competitive eSports 3D CAD. Check it out. It's what's up. And of course, if you get value from this channel, if you watch the tips and tricks, if you watch the walkthroughs, if you get value from this channel, send some value back. That value could be any form of value, any amount of value. But if you get value from this channel, send some value back. You can send it back via Super Chat, financial, via Super Chat. You can visit the website, TooTallToby.com/donate. You can use a credit card, PayPal, Venmo. We got lots of options on there. It's a great way to make sure that we keep this train rolling, because sometimes it feels like this train is running out of steam a little bit, and we gotta figure out what we gotta do to keep the doors open. So whatever you guys can do to keep this train rolling. Photo finish, yes, I saw Aaron C. and Ace came in there, and Ricardo all came in there in just a few clicks of each other, a few ticks of each other, as they would say in Minecraft. So just a few ticks of one another. Very, very impressive. Guys, don't forget, if you go to the donate page, you can donate and make a recurring donation. This is really helpful for us in the accounting team to make sure that, we are able to know what's coming in each month. So a great way to support the channel and keep the channel up and running. I want to say thank you so much to Dale W. and to Sylvain, who are our regular monthly contributors. We got a lot of other people who also come in with their own value for value donations, and those are very, very much appreciated. But huge shout out to our regulars. And if you want to get on that list, TooTallToby.com/donate is the way to do it. All right, what's going on in the world of TooTallToby news? Well, in the world of training, we do have some training classes coming up. August 28th and August 29th, we have a Certified SolidWorks Professional class. So as you guys know, I don't know if I mentioned this already on the live stream, but I am actually a Certified Onshape Professional now. Can't remember if I told you guys that earlier or not. But I'm also a Certified SolidWorks Expert and Certified SolidWorks Instructor. And so who better to teach a class on getting your SolidWorks certification. So here we can see the TooTallToby website, TooTallToby.com. Up at the top here, there's a link for training, and there's some available classes coming up. The Certified SolidWorks Prep Training. We teach you everything you need to know to pass the Certified SolidWorks Professional exam, CSWP exam, in 2 days. We take 2 days, we go through, we talk about how to get yourself registered for the exam, how to make sure that you're ready when the day comes, some tips and tricks on like blocking off your time and making sure you have good music to take the exam. And then on the day of the exam, what are some things you can do to make sure that you're going to pass the exam, that you're not going to miss any easy points, and that you're not going to make any common mistakes when it comes to tricky questions. So we teach you all the things you need to know to get through that exam the first time, and get it right and pass and get your Certified SolidWorks Professional certification. So check it out. A great class, Certified SolidWorks certification. And then on the September 4th and 5th, we're going to host an assemblies training class. So in the assemblies training class, what we've got is we've got our tips and tricks for making your assemblies faster when you're working with slow assemblies, large assemblies, trying to troubleshoot and find which parts are the culprit. And also some tips and tricks just for navigating through assemblies more quickly. There's a lot of great shortcuts in the world of assembly, whether it's keyboard shortcuts or even just the way you're manipulating the models on screen. There's a lot of really good shortcuts that can save minutes, every day, maybe even hours every day. And that means that you're going to be able to focus more on the engineering challenges and less on the assembly and getting mates to work and those types of challenges. So intermediate assembly techniques, check it out. It's really like between intermediate and advanced assembly techniques, but another great class coming up at the end of this month, the beginning of next month. $500 for 2 days of training, $500 per student. And most of the time, if you talk to your training department, your training coordination, your management department, they've got a budget for training at your company. And if you tell them how much it is, they're probably going to say that's very reasonable. They're not going to say like, wow, that's way more than other places. If anything, they're going to say that's a lot less than other places. So if this can be a win-win-win, if you can get training, if your company already has a budget to pay for training, so you don't have to pay for anything out of pocket, and you can get some business for the TooTallToby ecosystem, that's a win-win-win, and definitely welcome the business. So talk to your training managers and talk to your coworkers, see if any of them are interested, and we can put together this training class. We can host this training class August 28th, August 29th for the CSWP prep, September 4th, 5th for the intermediate assembly training. And that is live training with me. It's on a webcam, but it's live. It's not like a pre-recorded training, live training with me. So you can ask other questions during the training, can make sure you understand everything. When you're done, you get a certificate. Also, this is important a lot of times when you're getting reimbursement of some sort. It's important you get an official certificate. So that is definitely part of the class, as well as a really cool training manual and some cool files and special Discord access afterwards if you want to stay in touch. Sean says, which SolidWorks are most people using, the desktop version? There really only is a desktop version. If we're going to be real about it. SolidWorks has made an effort over the past couple of years to try to make like a weird hybrid version where it's like kind of using cloud for storage, but it's still a thick client. At the end of the day, it's still a thick client. Onshape, on the other hand, runs entirely in your browser. So it's kind of the difference between like Microsoft Outlook, where it's like you have a thick client that you install, and then that accesses information from web servers. That's kind of like how SolidWorks Connected is, versus Gmail, where it's like there's nothing installed in your computer. It's all just through a browser. It's all entirely on the web servers or in the cloud. In the cloud just means a server on like a wide area network, right? So yeah, there isn't. Oh, he's talking about the certification. So yeah, good question, Sean. I hope that answers your question. Everything is desktop. If it says SolidWorks connected, it means it's kind of entangled with the 3D experience. And different people have different opinions on how well that works. I'll let you come up with your own conclusion. There are some different opinions about how well that solution works, but they're all desktop versions. That's the answer. I'm also working on I am working on a CSWP prep class. It's on demand. You know, I mentioned a moment ago, the training that's happening at the end of the month is live with me. I am working on a different version that's going to just be videos. That way you can take it whenever you want. So just wanted to keep that on your radar, have you, be aware of that. And also, if you're looking for Onshape training, I am a certified Onshape professional, If you're looking for Onshape training, I did make a video on the Onshape YouTube channel, so youtube.com/OnshapeInc. It's a free video, it's just right on the YouTube channel. And it also includes a free PDF guidebook. So it's kind of like free training with a free training manual, step by step. I think it's 77 minutes long, and it's broken up into a bunch of chapters. So you can just do one chapter at a time, kind of take it in bite-sized chunks. And you can go through and you can build this entire assembly. So taking parts, building parts together, putting those parts together in an assembly, applying mates in the assembly, learning about mate connectors, learning about motion in the assembly. All that stuff is part of that kind of introduction to Onshape lesson. So if you're ever interested in learning Onshape, that's a great way to do it. Onshape.com/free or TooTallToby.com/ onshape.pro/TooTallToby. Links down in the description for that one. Kyle is here. What's up? Kahil. What up, yo? My LinkedIn buddy. All right, in the other news in TooTallToby, I did get certified as an Onshape professional. I can't remember if I mentioned that in this live stream yet, but just in case I didn't, I wanted to make sure I included a slide. Onshape professional here. Hello. All right. And as far as the website goes, guys, if you check out the website, TooTallToby.com, there's a lot of good stuff on the website right now. We've been posting the tournament videos to kind of continue to hype up and promote the tournament. But on the website, you can always go to TooTallToby.com. You can go to tournaments and the World Championship, and you will see that none other than Ex Machina is still here in the top 3, running a Libre, representing a Libre with an absolutely amazing time of 4 minutes and 14 seconds. But we got his rival, QWERTY CA, coming in here with SolidWorks in 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and a newcomer, Great Nate 08. Look at this, Great Nate 08 coming in with Fusion 360 at a time of 3:09. So just over 1 minute per model. 3 models here. And if you're curious, like, how the heck could somebody create all 3 of these models, 1, 2, 3, and come up with the correct mass in Fusion 360 in just 3 minutes and 9 seconds? Well, here at TooTallToby.com, you can click here on Great Nate's video, Great Nate 08. You click on Great Nate 08 and his video, and you can actually watch how he solved these 3 models using Fusion 360. So really, really cool. F360 at the top of the leaderboard. Yep, that hasn't happened in a while, in a very long while. Also very cool here to see Inventor represented. We see Inventor, Libre, Fusion 360, SolidWorks. What we don't see is Onshape. Look, I'm the only Onshape runner in here. Nikola Tesla. It's my side account, my side hustle. The only Onshape runner in here. So we got to change that. We got to get more Onshape users in here. We got a free CAD user in here. Awesome. In the top 16. That's what we like. We got ZW3D in here. Let's go. New CAD system. One that I haven't seen before. Very cool. So check it out, guys. If you want to participate in this tournament, registration is open and free. And the tournament will start at the end of this month. I love it when we're in tournament season. Such an exciting time. So lots of tournament videos going up, hype people up. And of course, we're also releasing tutorial videos, live solves, lots of live solve videos going out there. The shorts have kind of been put on hold a little bit. I know the shorts were very popular. We were making them every single day. I think we did 156 days every single day. So the shorts are very popular. We're going to get back into it soon. Maybe switching over to do some Onshape shorts. And finally, the practice models. Guys, we love the practice models. Practice models are absolutely amazing. You go to TooTallToby.com. When you go to TooTallToby.com, you log in up top here, and then you click Practice Models. You can see here a list of all these different challenges, and there are quite a few of these challenges. So all these different challenges are here, and when you want to attempt one of these challenges, you can click here to practice, and you can see how many people have done at least one practice model. 944 have done at least one practice model. You can also see how many have done this practice model. So we can see here that 162 have completed this practice model, and it is a Tier 3 practice model. Tier 3 practice model here. And after you take a look at that challenge, you can click here to begin. You can do the challenge. When you're done with the challenge, you get some additional analytics. So you can see here, when you're done with the challenge, you can find out where you finished relative to the fastest time. And then we have the average time up here. So where did you finish relative to the pack? You can see who the fastest runner was, and you can kind of see here on a bell graph where you finished relative to the pack. Now, you'll notice here that this one has a time of 36 minutes or 36:56 here. 36:56 as kind of like that's the line there for the top 5% of finishers. Well, on a lot of these challenges, this is just something a little bit of behind the scenes, inside baseball, as we say sometimes here in the States. A little bit of behind the scenes here. A lot of times on these charts, what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll purge everything below a certain amount and everything above a certain amount, so that we get a little bit better of an understanding of what's going on kind of in the middle of the pack. Now, that number that I purged from the low end is usually around between 45 and 60 seconds. Sometimes I go a little bit higher than that. But what I mean by that is sometimes on these charts before I do the purge, you'll see people finishing here in like 2 seconds. Right? And that's not very realistic for somebody to finish the whole model in 2 seconds. And so what they're probably doing is they're probably looking at the model ahead of time and then downloading the image and working on the image ahead of time. And then, when they have time, they log back into the website and then they put in their answer. And that's fine. I'm not saying that's cheating or anything like that. I'm just saying different people do use this tool in different ways. And it's totally fine for different people to use this tool in different ways. But to kind of account for those people that are using it that way, that don't really care about their overall analytics, they only care about just like the completion of the model, then what we're able to do is we're able to purge those kind of shorter times to make this chart a little bit more realistic. So just so you guys know, that's kind of what's happening in the background. I usually wait a little while to kind of see where that breaking point is. We'll get like 5 or 10 answers that'll be under 15 seconds. So then I kind of know where that breaking point is. Then like the next fastest answer will be like 2 minutes. So once I know where that breaking point is, then I kind of know what to purge before. So Ex Machina says, Ozzy's crazy train just started playing in my head because Aaron C started a train here. Super chat train. Let's go. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much, Aaron C. I appreciate it. I know that you love it when I start talking about analytics. So I appreciate that super chat. What is the tournament deadline? The registration deadline is the 15th, 1/5. So it's in 10 days. Got 10 days left to register for the tournament. And that World Championship is coming up. Oh, look, 17th it says here. 16th registration ends. So figure the 15th, 10 days, 16th. Perfect transition into this slide. And then our first matches begin on the 30th. Between the 16th and the 30th, we'll be reaching out to people to compete in the tournament. In the tournament, we're going to see Tier 3 parts and higher, sweep lofts with guide curves, sheet metal, multi-body, and multi-material. And we do have some super fans for the tournament, none other than Bob Evans. So thank you so much to Bob Evans, our super fan for the tournament. Super fan is a program we started up. It's on the tournament registration page. You can, if you want to become a super fan, if you really want to support the tournament, what you can do is you can go here to the tournaments page, and on just TooTallToby.com/tournaments. There's a section here looking for tournament sponsors. You just click here. If interested, contact Vicky, and you can become a super fan of the tournament. She advertised that in one of the newsletters, and so that's how Bob was able to get in on that. Look, your name could be next in this list. We're always looking for super fans to sponsor the tournament to keep it going. We do have a prize sponsor as well, 3D Connection. So very excited to have 3D Connection putting up some special prizes, prize packages, Space Mouse, keyboard, 3D Connection, 3D mouse. So all kinds of cool stuff in that prize pool for our winners. All right, guys, I think that's it. That's it for now. All right. Don't forget to support the channel, like and subscribe. What do we got? How many people we got watching? 30 people. How many likes we got? Let's see if we can get this to match up. 15 likes. Let's go. Let's go. Jern says, choo choo. That super chat train is rolling. Thank you, guys. I very much appreciate it. Very, very, very much appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Let's go. Let's go. What do we come up with for this first answer? I saw some answers coming in. This one is in pounds, and I know when they are in pounds, it's always a little more difficult. It's not the easiest. One thing about that Onshape certification is that they did give you some questions in the wrong units, and you had to make sure that you were on the lookout for changing those units. So all this practice in TooTallToby land really has helped with prepping people for these certifications, for sure. All right, here we go. First answer that came in, Aaron C, 7.552. Looking for the answer in two-place precision. So we're looking at 7.55. Ace, 7.53. Ricardo, 7.55. Very nice, very nice. Ace revising to 7.55. I like that convergence. Stu 3D, 7.55. Very nice, very nice. My Onshape brethren. Amir, 7.55. Nice. Like all these answers. Jonathan coming in here, 7.55. Very nice. And that's it. And guys, if you were able to answer that one in this short period of time, you should be very proud of yourself. These are not easy challenges. We are getting ready for the tournament, so I'm trying to warm everybody up and give you some harder and harder challenges. So doing a model like that in 15, 20 minutes is not easy. So keep up the good work. As Khalil says, keep up the good work. Yes, I agree. Keep up the good work. Keep doing these models, and you're going to get faster and faster. But if you were able to get it in that short period of time, congratulations. But there can only be one winner, and that winner is 7.55, none other than our good friend Aaron C., who started the Super Chat train. Congratulations to Aaron C. Let's give Aaron C. a GG in the chat. GG, Aaron C. Well done, and congratulations. That is awesome. GG to Aaron C. Ace says, go for the sweep. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Go for the sweep. Well, you're going to have a chance to do that right now because we are rolling into our next challenge. Welcome again, everybody who's here. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Thanks for joining us on Model Monday Live. And this next challenge begins in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the total mass of this multi-body part in xxx.x grams? The tolerance for this one is plus or minus 0.2 grams. Now, as you can see, this is like a plastic handle with a solid steel part sticking out of the bottom. And you'll notice in that section view AA at the bottom of the screen in magenta, the steel part geometry matches the plastic part geometry. So the steel part geometry needs to match up at the bottom there. You notice at the bottom, that steel part is kind of curved at the bottom to match that inside face. You'll also notice that inside face has a wall thickness of 4 millimeters, but the circular sleeve that's sticking up has a 6 millimeter wall thickness. So a little bit of a tricky part here. 4 millimeter wall thickness for most of that handle. 6 millimeter wall thickness for the plastic circular sleeve. So good luck. Good luck to everyone. This is a multi-body part challenge. Of course, you could do it in an assembly. You could make each part standalone. I can't stop you. All I can do is ask you, what is the total mass of this multi-body part in xxx grams? The quantity for each part is 1, so I did not include a quantity column. The material for one part is ABS. The material for the other part is plain carbon steel. So each body has its own material, has its own material density. Different material densities here on this thing. This is a multi-body part. We're going to see parts like this during the tournament. I wanted to make sure that I gave everyone a chance to take a look at this. Aaron C. says, indent time. Khalil says, cut command. Yeah, cut command. I like that. That's a good answer. And Jern says, +1 tier just for multi-body. Yes. Yes, indeed. +1 just for multi-body. All right, guys, I hope you had enough time for that one. Make sure you take a screen capture, put that on your second monitor so that you can keep working on it as we continue. Don't forget that the Speed Modeling Championship of the World will be on Friday, October 18th. We used to have a calendar at TooTallToby.com. I should kick that up again. TooTallToby.com/calendar, and we can make sure that we get everybody an invitation to that event. But just remember that event is coming up. And we're going to do some 3D CAD modeling here in Onshape. Of course, I am a certified Onshape professional. I don't know if I told you guys that today or not, but I am a certified Onshape professional. Very happy about that. The exam costs $100 to take that certified Onshape professional, $100, and the exam runs for 3 hours. And I think you have to do the whole thing in one sitting. It is kind of broken up into 2 parts, but I noticed that you're able to split up the time however you want for those 2 parts. So one part is modeling, and one part is all Q&A, question and answer. So one part is all modeling, one part is all multi-choice answers, and it is tricky, man. They are not easy models. You definitely need to know your stuff. You need to know how to create a new model. You need to know how to be careful about stuff like your units, like making sure that you're setting the correct units for the challenge. So it is not an easy exam, and there's when you go to the Onshape certification page to take the exam, there's a kind of like a preview of what skills are going to be taught and what skills are going to be asked about. And I feel like they did a really good job of preparing me with those skills. You know, you got to know how to do part modeling. So everything we do here in practice models is going to help you pass the exam. But you also have to know how to do assembly modeling, and particularly in context assembly modeling. And so there's a free Onshape Learning Center lesson that you can do on in-context assembly modeling. Go through and do that lesson. There's hands-on examples. Go through and do the hands-on examples, because you're going to be asked about the stuff that's in that section of the Learning Center. And then there's also in the question and answer part, there's a lot of questions about like sharing your documents, link sharing, and understanding what permissions are required for certain activities. So the more you can do working with other people and doing collaborative projects, even if it's just a fun project and you're just using onshape.com/free, the more you can do with sharing and understanding kind of the fundamentals of how sharing works, the better off you're going to be for that question and answer section. And then finally, there were quite a few questions in that section on the mobile version of Onshape. So, you know, they tell you that ahead of time. They tell you make sure you know the mobile stuff before you take the exam. And it's no joke. Like, you got to review, you know, if you have a device that you can install mobile on, do it. Do some practice on the mobile device and kind of look for the differences. And definitely watch the Learning Center on working with the mobile devices, because that's going to help you pass the exam too, especially in that question and answer section. So that was all in answer to a question that came in earlier, I think from Chris S., I think was one who asked that question about the exam. That's kind of what you can expect. It's all online, of course. Onshape is entirely online, and it's all online, and it's a good time. It's a good time for sure. I love taking exams. You can see behind me, I got all these certifications. I love that. It's like it's like a video game for us adults. Sort of adults, you know. All right. Well, with that, with all you guys trying the challenge here that we've posted, excuse me. With all of you trying to complete the model that I've challenged you to complete, I figured this would be a good time for me to try to complete a model. And I'm going to do this using Onshape. So we're going to do an Onshape tutorial. And this is a really cool model. And this is going to be very much geared towards beginners, Onshape users, beginning Onshape users. I'm going to review some of the fundamental steps that you would use to create a model like this. So if a 2D drawing was presented to you that looks something like this and you had to turn it into a 3D model using Onshape, how would you do it? Well, anytime we start a new 3D modeling challenge, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of come up with a game plan. And the first part of that game plan is, what is my very first sketch going to be and where is my origin going to be? And the way we determine this is we look for the model to have symmetry. If the model has symmetry, like this model has symmetry in 2 directions, then your origin is almost certainly going to be along the line of symmetry. And when you've got symmetry in 2 directions, that means the origin is almost certainly going to be right here at the intersection of that symmetry. Now, the next thing that you ask yourself is there a clear footprint of the model? Like, does the model clearly sit onto another device or onto a table in a very obvious way? And in the case of this model, it does. This face down here on the bottom, this face right here, this is like the foot of the model. It's the bottom of the model. And so that helps me to recognize that the origin is almost certainly going to be down here as well. So now we've got our 3 different planes for our origin, our front, top, and right plane for the origin. And that's an important step because that's going to help you figure out what the very first sketch is going to look like and where the very first sketch is going to be located. So once you figure out whether or not the model has symmetry and you figure out where the origin is going to be, the next question is, what's your very first feature going to be and what sketch are you going to use for that feature? And in the case of this model, you can make an argument to create this as the first sketch. Create this kind of shape like this, maybe apply some thickness to it, create a shape like that. That could certainly be your first sketch. But I think since this tutorial is geared towards beginners, I'm going to follow a fundamental rule in learning 3D CAD, and that rule is keep your sketches simple. So my very first sketch is actually going to be a simple, sharp rectangle centered on the origin right here on the top plane. And once I understand where my very first sketch is going to be, then I can begin imagining what the remaining features of this model are going to be. So the first feature is going to be that rectangle. It's going to get extruded up here at the thickness of this plate. The next feature is going to be to create this kind of hump section that's going through the middle, these 2 half circles that are going through the middle of the model. Now, once I've got that geometry in place, maybe what I'll do is I'll create this kind of tombstone cutout here. And then I can finish up by creating this triangular shape with this circular boss that's sticking out from that triangular shape. Some of this geometry I'm going to be able to mirror. Like I could mirror this tombstone cutout and I can mirror this triangular shape with the circular boss. So I'm going to take advantage of mirroring as well. And then I'm going to bring the whole thing home by creating this counter bore at the end of the model. This counter bore is centered on these radii. So I'll put in these 4 radii here. Then that's going to set me up with a mate connector that I can use to locate those counter bores. So before you start actually creating geometry in 3D CAD, it's a great idea to kind of come up with a game plan, to think about how the model is going to be created, think about all the features, and then after you do that, you are ready to jump into your 3D modeling program. So today, we're going to be using Onshape to create this 3D model. So here's my Onshape documents page. Let me take this, this model here. I'm going to use Windows snipping tool, and I'm going to do a screen capture of the print. So just like what you're doing live during Model Monday Live, I'm going to take a screen capture of this print. I'm going to move over here into Onshape, and I'm going to choose to create a new document. Now, I am working in Onshape in the free version in the public space here. So if you ever wanted to search Onshape in the public space for this document, 24-07-12-upper alignment clamp, then you will be able to find the document that I'm creating here, and that way you will be able to follow along with me. And it looks like in my professional version of Onshape, I've set myself up for dark mode, but I haven't set it up here in this version. So I'm going to go up here to my profile up here in the upper right. Go up here to my profile in the upper right. I'm going to fly out this menu, and I'm going to say View in Dark Mode. I could turn that on right now for this session, or I could go into My Account. And then from my account, I can go to Preferences, and I can say Dark Mode. So here's Dark Mode and Save Theme. And oh yeah, look at that. Everything goes dark. And then I'm going to Return to Document. And there we go. Now I'm looking at this thing in dark mode, and every new document that I start is going to be in dark mode. So this model is using MMGS as the unit. I'm going to click the little hamburger menu here. I'm going to go down to workspace units and just make sure that I'm using millimeter and I'm using gram. That is good. And now we are ready to follow through with our game plan. And our game plan here is going to be to start out with a rectangle on the top plane. So top plane, begin a sketch. You know what, just so that everyone can kind of follow along with what I'm doing, let me flip over here to the keyboard cam. There we go. Now you'll be able to see my hotkeys as well. So I'm going to go top plane, begin a sketch. So S key, begin a sketch. Then I'm going to press N. That gets me normal 2. Then S key, I'm going to begin a center point rectangle. And then I'm going to click here on the origin, move my mouse away, and then click again. And then I'm going to let go of my mouse. So you can see this is my mouse hand here. I'm going to go over to the 10 key on my keyboard, and I'm going to type in 120, enter, 66, enter. And that's it for my first sketch. That first sketch is nice and fully defined or fully constrained. So that sketch is ready to go and turn into a solid feature. So I'm going to press the S key again. Now, if you don't have extrude here on your S key menu, you can right mouse button and customize your S key menu, and then you can add that extrude command. So I'm going to say extrude. And then here what I'm going to do is this is a blind extrusion. And a lot of times when you first get started in 3D modeling, your first extrusion is blind. So I can just press tab, tab, tab to advance down to the depth field. And then I can type in 13, enter, enter, and now I'm done. Done with that first feature. So now that I've got that first feature in place, again, keep your sketches simple. Let's move on to the second feature. So I'm going to pick this face here. I'm going to S key, begin a sketch. Then I'm going to press N to get normal 2. And then I'm going to press the S key again and jump into a circle command. Single click here on this point, move my mouse out, single click again. And now let go of my mouse, and that circle is going to have a diameter of 31, which is the radius, times 2, enter. And then I'm going to do the same thing here, single click, move my mouse out, single click again, let go of my mouse, 18 times 2, and press enter. And then the final thing I'm going to do here is I just want to create an explicit line across the bottom. I know you probably don't have to do this, but I think it'll help illustrate what we're doing with our contours. So I'm going to click this lower line here, this lower edge, and then I'm going to click this icon for use. And when I click this icon here for use, now what happens is that edge becomes part of my sketch. So it basically converts that edge into a sketch line. So now I'm ready to S key extrude. And what I'm going to extrude here is not going to be the entire sketch. So to clear all these selections here, you just press the space bar on your keyboard. So I press the space bar. Now everything is cleared. Now I'll take my mouse out here and I'll click on this region. And for that extrusion, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an end condition here called up to face. And with up to face, I could click this face here. And now that extrusion is going to go up to that face so that the depth of this extrusion will always match the depth of the rectangle. So we hit the check mark. There we go. And now we're going to reuse that sketch. So this sketch over here, sketch 2, I'm going to show this sketch here, and we're going to reuse that sketch. And so what that means is when the sketch is shown like that, I could click on this circle here, and then I could press the S key and choose extrude, and I can take that circle. Let's make that a solid there. Let's try that again. We'll pick that circle, or pick this region here. I can take that circle, or I can take that region there, and I can say remove. And for this one, the end condition is going to be through all. Through all. So solid, pick that region, remove, and that's going to go through all. And so when I hit the check mark, there you go. You can see we were able to use that sketch twice, the same sketch twice, to extrude that region. Now, I always think it's a great idea to rename your features. So over here in the tree, I'm going to click this main rectangle. I'm going to press Shift-N. That puts me into a rename, and I'll call this main rectangle. And then I'll go down here. I'm going to just click on that main rectangle again to unselect it. I'm going to go down here. I'll do Shift-N. I'll call this circ hump. It's kind of like I'll just call it bump, actually. Circ bump. And then I'll click on that, and then I'll take this one here, extrude 3, and I'll do Shift-N, and I'll call that one cut, lower, circle. Something like that. You can call these features whatever you want, but you want to make sure that you name them so that when you look at this model later, you can quickly jump through the tree to the feature that you want. So now I'm going to hide that sketch. I'll just click on the little eyeball here to hide that sketch. I don't need that sketch anymore. And now I'm going to move on to this kind of tombstone cutout shape. So I pick this face, S key, begin a sketch, N key, normal 2, S key, line command. And now here's a workflow you definitely want to practice and get used to. I'm going to single click here on this edge, move my mouse over, single click again, move my mouse away from that endpoint. I'm going to come back and touch that endpoint. And then I'm going to come away again, and now what I'm creating is a tangent arc. And the workflow you want to practice is ending this tangent arc exactly vertical to where it started. So I'm going to drop this tangent arc here exactly vertical to where it started, and when I left click, now the radius of that arc is available to input. And so I'm going to input that radius 7, enter, and now I'm able to continue with the line command, come over and close off this tombstone shape. And that's a great workflow to learn because it means that you can create all of that geometry in one single pass. And so now all I need to do is just take the center point of this tombstone shape and this plane here, make those coincident, the center plane. I press the letter I to make those coincident, and then S key, smart dimension. This is going to go from this edge to the tip of the arc here, and that's going to have a distance of 17. Now, sometimes we create features and we mirror the features, and sometimes we create sketch geometry and we mirror the sketch geometry. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to press the S key. I'm going to choose this line command, single click the origin, move my mouse, and I'm going to press Q. And you see what Q does is it changes that line to be a construction line. So Q, it's solid. Q, it's a construction line. And that means that I can then hit escape and just put a window around everything. And then I can click on the mirror sketch command here, and that mirrors that tombstone over to the other side. And so that means that now I can press the S key, extrude. This is going to be a remove, and it's going to once again be through all. So solid, remove, through all, hit the check mark, and there's those tombstone shapes. So now all I need to do is finish up by creating that triangle shape up top and then adding the counter bores. So to locate that triangle shape, it looks like there's a 40 millimeter dimension driven across the center, or driving across the center of the model. So I'm going to click on the front plane here, S key, plane. So here's the plane command in my S key menu. And then I'm going to say that I want that to offset to a distance of 40 over 2, since I'm only doing half of that distance. Enter and enter. And now I've got a plane for that triangle shape. Pick this plane here, S key, begin a sketch. I'm going to press N to get normal 2. And then we did this a little earlier. I'm going to click this arc here, and then I'm going to click use. And that way that arc becomes part of the sketch. So now there's like a sketched arc there that I can reference and add dimension relationships to. Now I'm going to be S key, begin the line command, single click the arc, move my mouse up, single click again, come back, hold my mouse over the endpoint, come up and around. There's that nice line arc line workflow, very useful. If you can, you could try to get horizontal. There we go, horizontal, that'll be helpful too. Single click, and now I'm going to let go of my mouse and type in the radius, and the radius for that is 8. And then I'm going to move my mouse down here like so. Just move it down here onto this arc so it's coincident. Single click, then I'm going to hit escape. Then I'm going to click this line and this arc and press T on my keyboard to make them tangent. And then I'm going to click this point and this plane and press I to make them coincident. And then the final dimension I need to add is a dimension from the base plane to the center of that arc, and that dimension is going to be 45. And so once I've got that dimension in place, I could add some final sketching geometry here. So S key, circle, and I can add a circle here that goes from this point to here. I could add another circle here if I wanted to reuse that 10 millimeter through. So single click here will make that 10. That's going to be for our through. And now it's just a matter of extruding this geometry. So S key, extrude. By default, Onshape gets everything that I want. So I'm going to say that I want that to extrude to a depth of 11 millimeters. And there we go. And then for that final extrusion depth, we're going to reuse this circle sketch here, but we want that one to extrude out to a plane that is 70 millimeters from center offset in both directions. So we'll do again, front plane, S key plane. And we're going to take this, press tab, tab, tab if you want to advance through there. This is going to go to 70 over 2. And that gives us a nice plane that's all the way out here on the extent of our model, this plane here. And that means that we can go to this geometry here, this earlier sketch 4, S key, extrude. And we can say that we don't want everything, so we press the space bar to clear everything. And we just want this region here. And where is that region going to go? It's going to go up to face. This time, instead of going up to a solid face, it's going to go right up here to this surface, to this plane. So we hit the check mark, and that gives us all that geometry. And now we can launch the mirror command at the feature level. So instead of doing it at the sketch level, we're going to do it at the feature level, mirror. And remember that up here at this flyout menu, you have to say features to mirror. So this is going to be a feature mirror. And the features are going to be, you can pick this face and you can pick this face here for your mirror features. Whoop, this face and this face here for your mirror features. And then your mirror plane is going to be this plane here. So you pick a face off of each feature that's being mirrored, and then you pick the plane to mirror about, hit the check mark. And there we go. This thing's looking pretty good. I think all we need to do now is press P on our keyboard. Maybe press Shift P if you want to hide everything, hide that sketch as well, hide all the reference geometry. Fillet command, I'm going to press the tab key here to get down to my fillet radius, and that radius is going to be 13. And that fillet's going to get applied to this edge, and this edge. And this edge. And then finally, we go to our hole command. This is going to be a hole, and this hole is going to be a counter bore. So that counter bore, the way this works in Onshape is you could click here in this box for the diameter of the counter bore, and you could type in the desired diameter. It's going to be 7, and then you can press tab, 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 tab. Then you can press 15, tab, and then 4, tab. So whatever's being called out on the print, you can use the tab key to quickly navigate through that box. And then finally, here where it says start points to place sketch holes, we're going to click this icon here, selected mate connectors. And a mate connector is an entity that shows up at the center of any circular edge. It really shows up at the center of any edge, but because we've got these circular edges here on the filleted corners, the mate connectors line up in the perfect spot to make those counter bores concentric to our filleted corners. Until we give the model a final spin, maybe we come down here to where it says part 1 and we say edit appearance, and we could assign this kind of green color, or even go into the mixer here and assign a green color, try and get it a little bit closer to what the customer was working with. And then we can right mouse button on the name of the part, and from the right mouse button here, we can say assign material. And for our material here, we're going to go into the library that's called TTT Custom Materials, and we're going to choose the material from the title block, plain carbon steel. And once we assign that material, we can click here on mass properties, display the mass properties, click on this part here, and we see that we're coming up with a mass of 918 grams for this part. So if I was in the competition, I would type that in, 918, enter, and let's go back to our PowerPoint here and let's see if I got it correct. So we jump back into the PowerPoint here, and the correct answer is, oh yeah, 918 grams. So we did it correct, and that is the way that you could model up that part in Onshape. Kind of a beginner's Onshape tutorial, but I hope that you enjoyed that tutorial, and if you did, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, leave me comments down below on that tutorial. Let me know what you thought about that. And that is kind of a cool beginner's Onshape tutorial. Gets to show a lot of the different features. And so with that, let's jump back into our live competition here, our live 3D CAD eSports competition. Let's find out who got the answer right for number 2 in this competition. Don't forget, guys, if you want to support the channel, make sure that you like and subscribe. Make sure you share and reshare. Consider setting up a value for value contribution. You can set this up as a monthly contribution using a credit card, using Venmo, using PayPal, whatever works for you. Value for value contributions are very much appreciated and are definitely going to help us to keep this party rolling. We try to put out a lot of content for the community, and this will definitely help it going. Wow, thank you, Aaron C., for another super chat. Thank you. All aboard. The last train is leaving. This is your chance to get in there. Just go down to the bottom of the YouTube chat, and you can get involved in the super chat as well. All right, guys, this was a pretty fun model. This took a lot of work to get this one put together for everyone, so I hope that everyone enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed seeing all the answers coming in. Let's take a look and see who got this one correct. So I'm going to roll back up here, and it looks like the first answer that came in on this one was Ricardo Jean, 627.8 grams. Aaron C, 625.2 grams. Aaron C revising, 627.8 grams, and says GG Ricardo. Ricardo Jean, a speed master, SolidWorks competitor in the tournament. Ace coming in 676. Mr. Alex coming in 670, 671. 6701, yeah, 671. Ace revising 667. Mr. Alex revising 663.7. Aaron C revising 627.8. Ace revising 626.8. Let's see here. Mr. Alex revising 644.2. Ram Bros Workshop. What's up? 619.2. I like it. Mr. Alex revising 634.1. Rambros revising 623.1. Stu 3D 637.7. Very nice, very nice. Jonathan coming in here, 731 grams. Nice, I like that. And Rambo's revising 627.7. And Ace revising 627.8. Mr. Alex revising 627.8. Finally got it. I need training before TTT Live. Nice, nice. And Stu3D 617.4. Alrighty, I like it. And once again, huge thank you to Aaron C. for the super chat. Amir revising 637.77. Jonathan coming in here 706. Very nice, very nice. Mr. Alex coming in with another super chat. Let's go. Thank you so much, Mr. Alex. €5. Very much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, the correct answer for this challenge, Tier 5 hand tool multi-body, is 627.8 grams. And that means that our winner is none other than tournament favorite for 2024 world champion, Ricardo Jean. Congratulations and GG to Ricardo. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I don't really play favorites, but I just thought that would be a fun thing to say. Nice job, Ricardo. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome, awesome. Great job. Great job to Ricardo. And really, again, I just got to say to everyone, great job. If you got in there and were able to complete that model in that short period of time, that is awesome. If not, keep working on it, right? The speed will come over time, but these are great models to practice. And it's cool to have some multi-body challenges because these come up in the real world also. And it's good to know how to create relationships between these different multi-body parts. So great job to everybody who participated. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you so much to the chat, the most amazing chat ever. Don't forget, your mission this week is to walk up to one coworker and to tell them about the channel. Whisper it in their ear. Say, hey, visit TooTallToby.com. Sign up. Become a super fan for the tournament. Do a recurring donation. And don't forget, guys, we do have some training coming up, different training here, but TooTallToby.com/training is the website. I want to say thank you all so much. Next week, we are planning to go live again next week, so I look forward to seeing everybody next week. It's such a great way to start the week on Model Monday Live, so we do try to have them every week. There are some weeks where we get a little bit tied up. Next week, I am going to be... We are going to have a lot of people here in the house from out of town, so next week's still up in the air, but we are kind of planning to have one. We'll see how it goes as the week goes on, as the weekend goes on. But regardless, I want to say thank you all so much. Don't forget, there's only 10 days left. 10 days left to register for the tournament. There's still plenty of opportunity to get in there. I think that the top 16 times are they're still pretty open as far as, you know, realistically being able to get in there at a lower time. So number 16 here is... Oh, we can't see the time. The time is not shown. But I think number 16 here is at like 15 minutes. So, you know, it's not like all these times are, you know, are under 5 minutes or anything. I think as we get down here a little bit lower, I mean, even my time, I have the video posted for my time, number 17. And I think my time is like 17 or 18 minutes. So I think all these times are down around 15 minutes. There's still a lot of opportunity here to get in above some of these other times. Some of these times aren't even verified, so they're not going to... This one looks like a double, so this one's going to get knocked out. So there's still plenty of room here for people to get in and get qualified. And remember, it's different skills during the tournament. Whoops, I wasn't showing my screen. Sorry. It's different skills during the tournament. Just remember, so like these times here, these times I know are kind of blanked out. But these times they're all kind of like around 15, 16 minutes. Probably like everything from 10 up is around 15, 16 minutes. So there's plenty of opportunity there to get in with a shorter time. And, you know, good luck to everyone who is competing in the tournament. But don't assume that everybody's got times here as fast as like under 5 minutes. There's plenty of opportunity. And again, they are different skill sets. So, you know, when you're qualifying for the tournament, you can practice these prints as many times as you want. You can really come up with the optimal strategy. But during the tournament, it's anybody's game, because it's how fast can you look at that print and come up with the correct answer. And that could, you know, it's a different set of skills. So even if you qualify, you know, last year, the person who qualified 17th place, the 17th time on the leaderboard, ended up getting in the top 4. So, you know, it's really anybody's game when the actual tournament begins. So again, guys, I want to say thank you so much for this awesome episode of Model Monday Live. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Good luck to everybody, especially those of you who get affected by the hurricane. Stay safe. Most important thing, stay safe. Do what you got to do to stay safe so we can see you again next week. And good luck to everybody with the rest of your week. I hope you guys all have a great week, a great weekend, and I hope to see you next Monday. Bye, everybody.